Namaskar. In this video, I will be talking about a very interesting topic. And that is, if you don't like management books, yet you are into making business, you have to learn the tricks of the trade, then how to do it. Consider me. I'm a PhD and all my life I've studied mathematics, statistics, quantitative economics, and then I had to learn a little bit of the understandings of the world and the managerial skills and all when my team grew from 1 to 2 to 10 to 50 to 100 to 200. So how to do it? It's very hard for an academician to get into something which is not very much of his or her forte. So I decided to start with some of the books, like a normal books which are available in the market, like Napoleon Hill's books or Ways to Success books. Okay, or sometimes I tried with Robin Sharma books, the monk who sold his Ferrari type of books. So management, life, self-help, guidance all came together. But you know what happens? After a certain point of time, I was losing grip and I was switching to mathematics and statistics books again. Okay, so when I was flipping through the corners of a bookstore, after a few minutes, again I'm getting back to the other books. So I figured out 4 different ways to get out of it. Number 1, choose the books which has a point-wise given structure. This worked for me. The first book which I liked a lot is How to Talk to Anyone, 92 Little Tricks by Lael Lowndes. Don't worry, she's not paying anything for this video, but anyway, she doesn't need to, because this is one of the most ignored but one of the most effective books. So this is one of the first books she has written. And in the corporate world, there are a lot of tricks has been told. So I thought, okay, like 92 points I will get it, because in many of the books, the management books, they make a mistake that they keep on writing like 292 pages, 155 pages, 376 pages were long books. And the biggest problem of these books is no one want to read your books. Okay, because people don't have time. When we are at a bookstore, there is a self-help corner, management corner, business corner. So you're just flipping through. You have around maybe the first time I saw it, I have one speech and another speech, and in between that there is a 40 minutes gap. And that very building there is a bookstore. So I was flipping through the books of these types because that was a lot of people was giving speech on that. So when I was flipping through, I got to see something like this. Okay. So now, here people have less time, so you need to make a very crazy title and they come out with this. So people will only get attracted to this. So you have also less time, so you have 92 little tricks. Even if you don't have time to see the explanation, you can always come back to that and read the smaller points again. And she has done exactly the same thing. I'll give you 1 or 2 examples. How to talk to someone in as short span as being on an elevator. So you're on a lift, or maybe 5th floor to coming down to 1st floor. So what do you have to say? Or a common person, or you target someone, or what you say to your partner so that the other people also get attracted. So these are so if people will not be talking to you if you are with your friend. So when you are going to go and trying to get some good friendship over there, irrespective of your gender or his gender or her gender, okay, or any gender, then your target is to be alone or in a group. And if you're in a group, how to do it if you're alone, so that has its own benefits again. So this is very, 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 very effective. How to do that thing again. So these are the very different kind of tricks she said. So any books like 6 tricks, 45 tricks. So later she has done a lot of things, 62 little tricks to how to talk at people at the office, but relationship goals and all. But the later books didn't do that much well. But again, for example, another book is 48 Laws of Power, 33 Strategies of Love. Okay, so this is like Robert Greene books that also did very, very nice. So go for these books which has some numbers mentioned. This is the first part. Okay, second part, you need to have a marker in your hand, because you are going to, believe me, I purchased around I would say 4,000, 5,000 total books in my life, except the study books obviously, that will go way beyond this. And among them I've managed to read around till now, I would say 50% of it. Okay. But I remember only 1% or 2% of it. If you ask me, if you give me a particular book and you ask me, have you read it? Okay, what is there in the fear chapter number 5? So I don't remember. Okay, so here, but the markings which I started very late after my reading like 300 or 400 books, I started doing that. The markings are not what I like, but if I get back to that book again after some point of time or maybe a long amount of time, then what that book has to offer, because I've already read. Okay, what in your mind? I have already read that book, right? Second thing is, I have a lot of books yet to be read by me. So under this scenario, I can't give a time to read another book which I have already read. So your mind will always say, no, you can't waste time. Until unless it's a very, very, very classy book. Okay. So the thing is that you're not going to reread the book. So your target is to go for the markings. So the marking needs to be done very, very properly. Okay, no matter what. So if you give that book to someone else, must say, okay, it's been already marked, you just have to go through that. Okay, keep in your mind that you, for this, how to mark it, you can go to Blinkist. Blinkist, not Blinkit, where you can order an ice cream at 2 a.m. and midnight. So it's not like that. So Blinkist is a German app. So they write the gist of the books. That is very, very effective. That's also my third point as well. Okay. So like that. So now the third point comes in, which is also assimilated to the second point, is that if you don't have time to read, if you don't feel like spending money, you hate to read from PDF, then how to do it? You don't read it. And audiobooks are always not that interesting. It's a big book. So then comes the place of book gistings. In normal Orhan Pamuk's book or Vikram Seth books or William Dalrymple books, this book's gist making is very hard, but the management books gist making is relatively easier. So they have done a crazy job with gist making. A lot of books gist they have made and they have put it in a 7 to 8 different web pages, and that's it. And it's not like a long web page. It's around 7 different points each page. So all the books comes within like 49 to 50 points. And your job is at least somewhat done. And you can go for a very different type of books. They charge very less, but it's very effective. For 1 year, like 1,000, 2,000 rupees you have to spend. And you can share it with your friends as well. And if you say it to your colleagues and all, and if you market this app a little bit well, so that will be very effective. And I just know the Blinkist is the best one. There is many other ones, and there are printed formats also. You can also go for it. I just name one if you needed one. Okay. Next is, alongside this, there's another one which is always beneficial for you, is that, do I listen to videos and will that be effective? Answer is obviously effective. But if you write, if you take this pen and you just take it out and you write something with this pen, then this neurons of your fingertip is directly associated with your brain. You type it, it's cool, but from the very early days of your life, you're habituated with this writing. I'm not talking about those who are habituated with computer very, very first days, but in most of the cases, we are not. So as a result of that, if you write the things, if you write the points of the important books, that is the most effective one. I write it in the book itself. So writing the points of the important points and what are the things coming to your mind, write in that book. And if you don't want to make it uglier, so take a page and put it inside the book. I do it always. Like this is my short, this is a short diary. I have just here the half pages of it and I just put it. Okay, it's very clean and clear, done and dusted kind of a format. Okay, so now any of these things, any 4 of these things, you do it. Okay, again I'm going for a recapitulation, marking of the book like 50 points, 70 points, 80 points, that kind of book. Second is marking in the book. Third is whenever you do for a book, you can go for the gist of the book. And fourth, what are the points coming to your mind while reading the book, write it in a page and put it inside that book. So these are the very 4 generous, easier points to work on, and it will be very, very wonderful for you for the rest of your reading journey, because you have to read till the last day of your life. Unless you can see. Even if you can't see, then also you can go for the audiobooks and the version of the smaller books in the Blinkist type of apps. They will read it for you. In many of the cases in my gym, I listen to these guys. Okay, and I have a small diary in my pocket. Sometimes I keep it in a, and there's another app called any note-taking app. You can put it in a note that how many books you managed to do it. You'll be very amazed to see even a non-reader can go for around 200 to 300 books per year. I do it around 140, 145. I can't do that much because I read a lot as well. Okay, but for a non-reader, in order to begin with a very reverse number 4 points, then 3, then 2, then 1, then also you can do. Okay, so this is the scenario. So this is my experience, very much personalized one, and tried and tested, done and dusted, and you can get into the ghost mode of reading. So please comment me, ask me, yell at me, or if you like, you can praise me, and you can share your story. But the thing which I like the most is share your story with me and add up some points to it. Okay, so all the very best for your reading and business journey of your life. That's it for today. Namaskar.